It's just me. What up, yo, John? What's good? Merry Christmas, brother. How are you? I have no idea what this is gonna be. I have no idea what's getting ready to happen. Dunn's Kicks was good. Anybody care? Everybody wants to. What's good, yo? What's good? Anybody cares to join me on this live? Feel free to hit up my DM on Instagram, and I'll bring you in here, and we can have a conversation. If you're at home or you're not at work or whatever, I am. Christo Corn Pump. Yeah, of course, man. What's your IG? Tell me. Balenciaga Bobby, what's good? What's good? If you read the description or like saw my Instagram post, I'm I was coming on YouTube to talk about like what my future in YouTube is gonna be, if there's anything, that I got planned, answering any questions, blah blah blah, and if anybody wants to let's see, who's bro underscore who's bro underscore. Gotcha. Done. Followed. But yeah, if anybody wants to join me on this live here, feel free to hit me up. Just shoot me your Gmail stuff and I'll add you in here. It's been a strange couple of weeks or months, and I'm just seeing what's good with the peoples, man. I've been a little disconnected more than I really wanted to, and I thought maybe that would be a good time. All right, John. I think I may already have yours on here, John. I need Gmails. If anybody wants to join, just shoot me your Gmail on here, and I'll add you in. I don't care how many people we get in here. Just make sure my headphones are good, which they should be. They should be. Yeah, they're good. I don't know if Fresh Kicks. What's your Stabs? What's good? Stabs in the building. That dude is insane. Let's see. Fresh Kicks. I don't have your Gmail. I need Gmails if anybody wants to join me. Yeah. But anyway, so if y'all want to join me on here, just let me know. Other than that, man, what's going on with you? What's good with you? It's one-legged listener, your one-legged friend, maybe your only one-legged friend. Demetrius is in the building. What's good, brother? How you doing? Hope you're having a good Christmas. Hoping it's been an amazing holiday season for you. Some of the things I want to talk about. I don't know you. John. What the fuck is this thing? What is John's deal? At Fresh. What's your Gmail? 313 is in the house. You should come on here. 313. So I think while I'm on here, and something I was supposed to do and I messed up with Dunn's Kicks. You should send me your Gmail if you're at home so we can pull you on this live. I was going to talk about SBs with 313, but what I can do is while I'm sitting here, and since nobody's coming on live with me, I'll check my DM. I checked my DM. Oh, there we go. All right, let me see. Dunn's Kicks. You should definitely. I spent $1,500. Yeah, bro. I understand. I've spent a lot of money here recently on my kids, on their Christmas and stuff. It has been, man, it has been an expensive Christmas for these guys. At least, well, not for them, but for me. John Martin, that's your thing? Yeah. So let's send it to you. Boom. I think that's you. All right. Well, if I'm still here, so we're gonna talk. I was gonna talk a bit about SBs, which is perfect that John's getting on me because he's kind of an SB genius in his own right. Just chilling, bro, watching football, trying it again. Yo, John's in the building. I can't see you yet, but I imagine.
Yeah, I don't know why. Hold on.
So, I was gonna talk about some SBs, and what that you know, what that entails and what that is. Let me see if I can pause this video.
Hold on.
Stream twice.
Hold
How
on,
many
let me
people?
see.
I mean, we got 20 people in here. What's good, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I don't go live very much. I don't really post on here much, which is some of the stuff we're going to talk about. Yeah, please do, Des. As soon as you get home, just let me know. I don't have. You caught the premiere. Dunk Black Iguana.
There we
I
go.
don't think so. What happened?
I'm
Hey,
back.
there you are. What's
Yep,
he
I'm
talking
back.
about? Black and Iguana.
I don't know. I can't see anything. Probably the those Premier SBs.
They have another one drop.
Well, they dropped one kind of secretly.
The camo one.
Right. Yeah, right in between the drop of the Purple Lobster and the green, or right before the drop of the Purple Lobster, maybe.
Yeah, it was right before.
Yeah.
But they're all sold out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
They sold out pretty. Yeah, they
I'm
sold out pretty
I'm not a
quick.
big fan. Jesus, who's here from Instagram? I hope all y'all are here from Instagram. I'm not a big fan of the camouflage dunks. Oddly enough, right? Like that's just not my thing.
Tristan,
But
hold on just 1 second.
yeah.
Tristan, can you let me use your laptop?
Yeah.
Can you get it for me?
What you doing?
I'm gonna be able to see the chat.
What's
and
happening?
everything. I can't see it the way I am right now.
I'm gonna talk about dunks, polos. So this is
Yeah, I see that.
the dunk book.
Did you see the fake what the dunk in there?
The what the dunk is fake in here. You know, and
Yes.
that's all right, man. I mean, like I'm sure the people putting this together are not shoe aficionados. I mean,
Exactly.
it's a super clear fake. But we want to talk about dunks, right? Because I got John coming up, and 313 wanted to know about some dunks, and you know, so let's get to it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pair of dunks on the way. Five pair of dunks on the way.
Nice.
I'm really love my kicks. What's good? T-Satch, what's happening? Yeah, and if there's anybody in here that has any questions, I mean, like, please feel free to ask. You know,
I'll be able to see the chat in just a minute. I can't right now, but my daughter's getting me her laptop, and I'll be able to see it then.
Where's my diamond sticker at?
I'll get it for you.
I'll send Polos an invitation just to see if he. I don't think I have Stabs kicks. I don't think I have your stuff, Stabs. I meant like I'm always up to have Stabs on because that dude is a. I know. Which one do you like better? Do you like dunk highs or lows better? Well, I think it depends, right? So, now
I like dunk lows.
right, I do too, right?
Probably being stupid.
I like the dunk lows that have this right here.
The last
Bad,
time I used it was being dumb.
let me see. I talked about this before, right? So just so y'all can see a side-by-side comparison, right? So this one on the right came out significantly later than the one on the left. And if you look closely, where the aglets come, right, they're significantly further apart than they are over here.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a big difference.
There's a shape change that happened in the late 2000s. But I personally like the highs better. That's just me. But I do really, really even like the low. I do like the low a lot. But if I had to pick one, like if they're like, okay, well, you can never wear one or the other, like I would definitely choose the high or the low.
Now, why is it that you like the highs better than the lows?
Because it covers up some of my prosthetic. It makes my jeans sit better, right? Because like so on my left leg, my jeans kind of sit really shitty. Right, John, you should be my interviewer. You're going to be my interviewer for this, and you're going to help me meander through some of the bullshit that's been coming up through here lately. Why my not sudden change, but my switch back to SBs, which was my original home, in case y'all wanted to know. If anybody didn't know. Yeah, I know you're probably not at home. I'm just going to send you a link anyway. Yeah, and I like dunk highs better. the Black Melvins are on their way to my house, actually.
Yes.
So I'll have y'all gotta forgive my shorts. I got on some purple shorts and a red sweatshirt. So
Are those the sample ones?
no, these are actually from Molly Mall. He had an extra pair of 2Xs sitting around his house. They're for the Aqua 8, actually.
Nice.
What channel do you want?
So
This
is the Melvin.
with him on YouTube.
This is the Melvin, right?
Yes.
But the black pair, I am going to get.
So you're gonna log out of mine?
No. Well, yeah.
Where you find the black Melvins? I had to go through a private collector, and yeah, these are the white Melvins, but the black Melvins are they'll be coming here soon enough.
Here, just take it then.
It's
Sorry.
okay. You ain't missing anything, John. I mean, people are just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, that dunk is fire. So, as far as like the black Melvin, they're coming, but I just had to complete that pack. Also, the Unlucky is coming, Unlucky 13, and then
The
both,
black one, right?
yeah, and then both of the De La Highs are coming, and then High Hair, the low is coming. So
The blue one.
Yeah. The white, the High Hair, the Todd, Todd
Yeah.
beside the
Yeah.
Freddie I don't have. So finding a local store is difficult, right? Because it's a skate shop. And they generally only get like a size right, and it can be kind of a pain in the ass. So
Very much so.
let me
It's a definite pain in the ass for me up here because my skate shop that I normally go to is actually getting rid of their Nike account.
Right.
So that means, pretty much no shop around my area will be carrying SBs for retail. So
Right.
I'm having to find other avenues, to find pairs. And
So
it's a bitch, but
this is the De La Low from the original pack.
Yes.
And I got both the highs coming. So I'm really, really excited to have this pack complete. Well, not complete because I got to go find the brown low.
the Ninja Turtle one?
The
brown and green one?
The brown, yeah. I mean, it's not so much difficult to find as much as it is just, do I want to spend $100 right this second? Do I collect webs? What do you mean webs?
What are webs?
I think it's cool that they reverse it.
I can't see the chat, but they can definitely see me.
He's showing those canary lows, which are beautiful. And I don't think anybody deserves it more than you. And I am so happy that you got those. No, hey, it's the sauce.
There's literally 4 of different types.
The sauce.
Cam, come on now.
He's helping me. Webs, shoes. Oh, do I collect shoes? Yes, I collect shoes.
Sauce.
Thank you.
Hello, people of the internet.
Hey, there's one that's more full than this. It's mainly full, but this is the right flavor though. So, anyway, I'm really excited. I like packs, right? Like packs are kind of a thing for me. It's why like when I sold a bunch of sneakers, I got rid of the city pack. Thank you. Whatever.
There's 3.
All right, John, just hang tight. You talk.
No.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Can't very well see the chat, guys, but what Dan was saying is that, his OCD will not let him basically collect one shoe out of the pack. He has to get all of them. And, I know that's kind of funny, but a lot of us in the sneaker world, that's how we roll. We want to collect and complete packs. And
yeah, for sure.
For me, I'm pretty much the same way as well. I go a little bit slower than most people in doing that, but at the same time, it's a goal that I've set to, complete certain packs that I have, and one day that'll happen.
Yeah. So, right, and like I am gonna start saving up now to buy those canaries and the yellow lobsters. Those are my big shoes for next year. Those and then the LeBron blue suede 7s and the 112 sevens. And those two will end up
also.
Yeah, they really are. And like, so for me, like, I'm done with Jordan. Really pissed me off. Jordan Brand really pissed me off. But I do like those clocks that dropped. I didn't go for them. I didn't even try. It's just I've lost a lot of the love that I had before for sneakers. Not sneakers themselves. Like, I still think they're dope. I still have spots on my Jordan wall that I'm going to fill, you know. And this is still one of the best shoes that God ever blessed someone to make, you know. Like, shoe butter. Dan, do you know the tall dude that lives? Yeah, Jay. His name is Jay, but shoe butter. Yeah, that's actually how I met John. In a group chat.
Yep.
And so, John, if you were doing an interview on me, what was your question to me? You were my biographer.
Okay.
Right now, as it were.
My second question, well, actually, my first question for you is, besides the Union drop that really pissed you off, and the not for resale, outside of that, what else caused you to move from Jordan Brand when you were so heavy into it? I understand you started off with SBs,
yeah.
But for someone to make that switch back quick, like what else was it besides those two releases that caused you to want to come back to where you started?
So with Jordan Brand specific, what happened was it was just people were leaving the Yeezy train, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Adidas train, and they were making their way back over to Jordan Brand. And I don't know, it was really the not for resale. And I didn't even like them. I didn't even try for them, which I'm sure if I wanted them, I could have gotten them.
Yeah.
But between the Union release and the not for resale, it says general release on the inside of the shoe, not for resale, got a crease, blah blah blah. And I really felt like it was a smack in the face of the collector, right?
Gotcha.
Right? They're using all these phrases and terminology that literally collectors use, right? Like crease your shoes and general release and not for resale. These are all things that we in the sneaker community say, not the sneaker world, not people that buy sneakers at large, right? So I felt like it was a hard middle finger to those who collect, right?
Okay.
And then with the Union release, it was just really, really, really poorly executed. You know, and Jordan Brand definitely, or Nike itself has won 2018 in my mind. And to be really honest, what I've seen the most, I think, change is a move to Air Max, right?
Okay.
I've seen a lot of like OG Jordan collectors make a move to Air Max, which I think is really cool. And I mean, like, I just recently sold all of my Air Maxes, all of them, except for the ones I got for free because I'm not going to sell those. You know, but then when Jordan Brand tried to make enough for everyone, they sat and people refused to buy them. So in the comments, Stabs is talking about, you know, they don't make enough for everyone, and they're never going to make enough for everyone because when they did make enough for everyone, nobody bought them. And a prime example of that is, again, you know, for verification of that, you look at the Yeezys right now. There's enough for everyone to buy, and nobody's buying them. Nobody. So, you know, like taking an L doesn't make me. I didn't even try for either one of them.
Yeah.
Right. But I watched people get worked over on that. I did pick up the Concords, and I did pick up the Concords, and I'm gonna pick up the Orlando 10s, and I'll eventually pick up those 8s that just came out today. I just haven't, as of right now, decided to do that. Like, I just haven't had the desire, you know, to buy that. Yeah, almost.
Okay.
No, and I don't believe that an 11 will ever effectively set caveat any OG 11 colorway will ever sit, or any 11 that has patent leather on it to be 100.
Yeah.
Because that one, the platinum tent or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and it does depend on the shoe. Stabs, you just need to get up and get into this chat. Air Max, SBs, Epic React 270, LeBron 16, and Jordan Brand empty in the vault. Nike killed Adidas. Right. And the LeBron 16 is by far one of the best LeBron's ever made. It's in the top 5 easily for me. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pair. The only other pair that I'm gonna get is the purple ones, those purples. And collab ones will never sit, yeah. So all that being said, like I got a distaste for it in my head, right? Like
Okay.
I can't get there. I love to see the people switching to Air Max. I think the Air Max has been a really cool journey to watch people change to. I'm going to throw this up on my story, see if anybody else wants to come and join.
Okay.
Stuff like this shows up on my thing. I'm like, what in the world? I don't remember ever following that account. So it's odd when that just pops up randomly. Shit. Cancel. No, I do not want to save the unsaved changes. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. I gotta copy and paste this thing. So
okay.
But anyway, that's a good question. But that's the reason why, man. I feel like Jordan Brand took a shit on collectors, and they did it right in their faces, and they expect people to be okay with it, and I'm not okay with it.
All right.
You know.
Okay, so my next question for you, what can people see from you over the next few months? Are you going to start your YouTube again? Are you going to continue your steadiness on Instagram? Or is your time as a collector in the spotlight, I would say, is that coming to an end?
Yeah, I feel like that collector in the spotlight is coming to an end. I am going to, because of some of the urging from Tony G2, Tony, he wants me to try YouTube one more time. And I feel like, now's the time, because Instagram just, I sent you a request, Steps. Instagram for me is becoming boring. It's no longer what I don't know. I love Instagram, and I'll always love Instagram, and I'm always going to post. I'm just not going. I don't know, man. Like I like taking pictures more than I do anything else.
Yeah.
But with the urging of Tony and Sniper Jones,
yes,
two of my favorite Atlanta folks, I think I'm going to give YouTube another run.
And me, I would like to see you give YouTube another run, because I really feel like when you started, even without the push from Shoe Butter, to bring, more people to your channel, I really feel like it was organically made, because you could truly see in your video and in your expressions about a particular shoe that you truly cared and truly loved what you were doing. And as far as Instagram, I see where you're coming from when you say that, it's just really getting boring. Because to me, I mean, my Instagram is nowhere near yours. But
none of that matters. Like, the fact is like, your engagement level is not much different than mine.
Yeah.
You're more active in your comment section with your likes. Like, you're in like, if one, I sent the invite, Stabs. I'll send it again. If you're not following John, he's one of the literally one of the best followers you could possibly get. Because I mean, he likes all the pictures. He's interactive in the chat. Always leaves more than 4 words on a comment. Like, and these things are. Oh, there we go. Boom, sent it. And these things are all really important. So I've lost some friends here recently through some of my own stuff and some of other people's stuff that has kind of like turned me a little bit from Instagram. Like I'll always probably take pictures of sneakers. I enjoy it. It's something I do for me. And you know, it's fun. It's fun. So I will do that. But you know, they talk about this thing where it's like live long enough to, you know, either you're a part of it. I can't remember.
Stab, let's go, bro.
What's going on? Stay long enough to see yourself become the villain, and that's what I don't want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I understand completely what you're saying.
So that's kind of what's good, Stabs. It's good to see you again. It's been a while.
YouTube is hard as fuck.
It is.
It is. And, you know, I started my YouTube channel, I want to say probably a year or so ago, and I'm nowhere near consistent in posting videos, reviews, or any of that because I just felt like doing reviews was really not my lane. And the reason why I say that is because there's so many different YouTubers or sneaker YouTubers that review the same exact shoe. Okay. And I watch them on a daily basis. I see it all the time. And, you know, you can tell the ones who care and you can tell the ones who are just doing it to do it. And, you know, I didn't want to be sucked into any of those areas. I wanted to make my own lane. And so that's the reason why I really just kind of stepped away from it for a little while. I'm rethinking ways that I can, you know, revamp my channel. And I mean, the biggest thing is I need a better camera. That's just the bottom line. Until I get a better camera, I will not shoot any more videos because I feel like clarity and a video that people can see and it's not, you know, crappy looking says a lot about the person, but it also says a lot about the quality.
What is your content?
Of content.
Like, what kind of content am I delivering? Am I delivering quality content or am I delivering half-ass content? You want to deliver quality content.
Absolutely.
But for me, as far as YouTube and my problems with it is a focus on the materialistic nature of our world, right? And I know that sounds weird when I have thousands of dollars of sneakers behind my head right here and me being concerned about materialism. But when I'm on my Instagram feed and I'm watching a young man have to cut his dreads off to wrestle, like my heart broke for that kid. You know, and I have a hard time. Like, who is the primary consumer of sneaker content on YouTube? Anybody know?
No.
What was your question again?
13 to 25, right?
Yeah.
That's the primary content consumer of sneaker YouTube, right? So, Stabs, I don't know who you're gearing your content toward. And I know that you're just trying to start up a YouTube channel, or you've already got one established and you're, you know.
I had the YouTube channel for like a few years now, but you know, like I'm just not good at that.
Well, I think you have to find your lane, and I think you know, the thing is you're so New York, right? Like you're so New York, it's fucking disgusting. Like it's an insane amount of New York that bleeds from you, right? So that's your lane, and if you don't church your speak up, just you speak like you talking to a kid from the Bronx, or you talking to a kid from Brooklyn, or you talking from one of the kids from the borough, you know, Queens. Shout out to Penelope. Yo, that's my hood. I'm gonna take it over one day. You know, if you deliver that kind of content to those kids that may or may that don't have a voice for them, you know, like dead ass, whatever it is that y'all say, you know, like Ed.
But you're absolutely right. It's the way I talk. So, you know, how can I don't know how to talk. Well, speak in a different way, so that's why I know it's not going to work for me.
But that's the thing though. So people change, right? People change when they're in front of a camera. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Can't help it. Everybody, I tend to soulmates. What's good, y'all? I tend to become a little more vulgar in front of the camera, right? Like my soldier slips out a little more than I would like it to. You know, and so the thing is, if you can deliver a channel where people can connect with you, not just on sneakers, but on your hood, where you from, how you grew up, you know, and the struggles that you have. I mean, like you will experience the struggle that John and I will not, right? Just based on the skin tone and the climate in America, that's a reality.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can deliver a message of positivity to youth that are growing up in the areas where you grew up in and experiencing life how you experienced life, that's and to mold and mentor those minds, that's a powerful channel that grows above and beyond shoes, where shoes becomes a medium for you to enter their ears. The message is what has to matter. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. But so when I am on there, right, what am I speaking to? And I found myself doing things on YouTube to chase for views. Let me get the newest sneaker. Let me try to get it early. Let me try to do this. Let me try to do that. And I found for me that was being very untrue to myself. And so I had to stop it. You know, because that's not who I am, you know?
Exactly.
And so when I see people struggling, people of color that are struggling in America, I see mass shootings, I see, you know, things like this happening. I have a hard time making a concerted effort to monetize consumerism. You know, and so I have a hard time with it. That's why my YouTube channel has kind of floundered. I mean, I hit 7K and then just almost stopped. Like it was just like, you know.
So you plan?
Well, I mean, it's good to hear that you're. Go ahead, Stabs. My fault.
I said, are you planning on revamping your YouTube?
Right, and that's what Tony really wants me to, and so does Sniper Jones. They both gave me this, you know, they're like, we really like to see you come back to it because, you know, what you delivered and what you brought to it and blah, blah, blah. You know, and if I can somehow deliver a message of positivity, inclusion, never exclusion, growth as a culture together, not apart from one another, then yes, I'm all about it. But if I cannot deliver that, then I won't do it.
Dan, I believe you have the tools to be able to do that.
Right, but at what cost? Right.
For me, honestly, I kind of liked your YouTube because you're different from everybody else. Like your attitude, attitude is way different. Like you're more like corky and fun to watch.
Yeah,
I look like I'm like 3 bad days away from the fucking trailer park. Like that's what I look like. Let's gonna be real about it. Like I am 3 bad days away from a fucking meth habit. You know, but you know, I prefer to have difficult conversations or uncomfortable conversations on YouTube rather than just focusing on, because the thing about it is, right, is when these big time YouTubers are recording themselves unboxing or look, I got this new sneaker. A lot of them, one, they receive a lot of pairs for free, right? Mm-hmm. Or they're getting the sneaker, they're reviewing the sneaker, and then returning the sneaker back so that it can be sold, mm-hmm. right? They're just reviewing it and picking, like, so I keep most of my sneakers, right? And how can I deliver a product on YouTube that not only talks about, yeah, I bought this sneaker, but what did I have to do to get the point where I can do that?
Mm-hmm.
right? Well, we're not starving. My bills are paid. I own my home. I own my car. My kids have everything they've ever wanted. They want for nothing. You know, there's a part missing. And when these kids try to emulate what they see on YouTube, are they emulating the hustle and the grind and the perseverance it took to get here? Or are they only going to imitate the I've got a lot of sneakers, so that makes me cool?
Right.
A lot of times when you're talking about the consumers watching YouTube, they only see what's shown. They don't see anything outside of that, because a lot of the YouTubers really don't show that. You know, a lot of them just, you know, they cut on their camera and they're there. But I mean, there are a few that, you know, take people on, you know, on little, you know, rides with them to, you know, go pick up the sneaker and do this and do that. And those are the kind of YouTubers that I like, because not only do they just show a shoe, but they actually bring the viewers a little bit into, you know, what they go through to, you know, to pick up a sneaker or whatever. You know, yeah, that's, I mean, that's minimal, but at the same time, you're not just sitting there in front of a camera showing a shoe and then cutting your camera off after video's done and taking it back to the store, because you're not going to buy that shoe. You just got a good relationship with that manager who has let you get that shoe, bring it to your house, do the review, and send it back.
Which is cool,
there's
though.
nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, because some people like that stuff. But at the end of the day, when you're talking about a consumer that wants to see, you know, sort of a small insight into their favorite YouTuber, that's the kind of stuff that they like to see.
Right. What's your opinion?
Do what?
I was waiting to get Stab's opinion on that.
Like, gotcha.
So there's a comment here from T-Satch, aka Love My Kicks 25, aka Be Healthy 365. Says it almost defeats what it's about in the first place. The amount of kicks never mattered. So how do you feel about that? Do you feel like the amount of kicks matters, or doesn't matter?
I don't feel like the amount of kicks matters, because at the end of the day, for me, if something was to happen and, you know, God forbid my sneakers get destroyed, okay, I'm still going to be the same exact person I was when I had the sneakers that I have. The sneakers does not make me who I am. It's my way that I carry myself, my attitude towards life, and my people around me that keep me going every day. That's who I am. Sneakers don't define who I am. I just love sneakers, and I love showing off my kicks, because there's other people like me, like-minded, that like to do the same thing.
So for me, it's a little different because of my culture. Basically, having a lot of sneakers was the shit. You know, like, if you had the most, you was the man. So for me, it was always having the most. Like, where I'm from, like, I probably was one person that had more kicks than me, and I was known for that. So,
right. But does that make you like? So I feel like in sneaker YouTube, right, especially to be successful, you have to have a large amount of sneakers. Like, you have to, you know, like, it's kind of expected of you.
Do you think every YouTuber have a lot of sneakers?
I think
not every YouTuber have a lot of sneakers.
Not every YouTuber, but every sneaker YouTuber is gonna have 100 plus. Which, in my mind, 100 plus is a lot of kicks. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You have 100 sneakers.
Yeah.
Now, my answers to that question were just realistically life-wise. But, like, for YouTube, for sneaker YouTube, you know, that's pretty much a given. For those who, you know, make this YouTube thing their job, it's pretty much a given that they're going to have 100 plus, or, you know, close to it. And that's just because not only having the, you know, the quantity, but they also have the content, because, you know, you can't continue your YouTube thing if you don't have the content. So having a lot of shoes brings them, you know, joy of having those, but also it brings them content, and then from there they can, you know, go outside of the box and not just do reviews, but, you know, think of other ways to incorporate sneakers into their, you know, into their YouTube channel of, you know, doing other things like Sniper Jones. You know, he incorporates a lot of different things, which is super
that dude
cool.
is fucking funny. And that dude's funny.
Yes, and he is hilarious. You're exactly right.
My sense of humor is based off of me being a hot ass mess. Like, that's the reality of it. Right? Like, the minute I get my shit together is the minute I'm no longer funny. Right? You know, and so in the end, like as far as sneakers go and sneaker YouTube goes, is, you know, I struggle, right, with wanting to be an actor, wanting to be a part, not an actor like an actor, but like an actor in the world around me, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can I make a difference? And I don't know if I can deliver anything different, but what I hope is that I can, you know, through sneakers, use it as a medium to make a difference in the life of those around me, right? Like, one of my favorite First Sergeant was First Sergeant Antonidas Knight, right? Massive fucking man, just huge, right? Just a big dude. And he looked down at me, right? I'm 6'2", and he's looking down at me, just to give you an idea. And he's like, "Be careful what you breathe," right? You know, and that's always stuck with me. Be careful what you breathe, right? And you know, the fact is, like, don't try to make a better soldier, make a better man. If you make a better man, you will inherently make a better soldier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, as an influence, how can I be of you know, a quote unquote influencer, right? Which I never really considered myself to be an influencer or a legend or any other weird shit that I mean, like, I get that people are trying to be like, you know, nice or not nice, but, you know, compliment me or whatever. I don't feel like that's me, you know, like, I'm not a legend in the sneaker game, right? I'm a one-legged dude, so I'm easily identifiable. Like, look, it's that one-legged dude, you know. Like, that's the reality of it, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think I started following you because of the prosthetic, the Marvel one.
Right, and that's why people started following me to begin. Like, oh, this dude's got one fucking leg. Look at that shit. That's just dope. Right? It's just something different you don't see every day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I think YouTubers and a huge collection goes hand in hand, though, right? There has to be critical of each other, and those coming under them, it creates division. And I've seen Need More Nick. What's good? Shout out to Need More Nick.
Nick, what's good, bro?
So, you know, for me, you know, like, I want to, if I'm going to be a face that's in the hands of children, right? Like, on their phones, like young teens, young men, right? Who are primarily the people that are absorbing sneaker content. I want to ensure that what I leave them with is more than what they came with, right?
Exactly.
You know,
but you also have to know that not only young men, but, you know, as quick as sneaker YouTube has gone to, you know, male dominance, you know, there are, you know, sneakerheads that are, you know, young girls and women, and they enjoy that same thing, you know, and they put in their heart and soul, you know, like Q the Queen and a couple others, you know.
No, but under no circumstances am I trying to say that young women don't participate in sneaker culture.
I wasn't saying that.
I think they do better,
just, you know,
actually.
Yeah, I do too. What I mean is, like, to say that young women are not seeking out my channel to watch out to see what One-Legged List is doing. They're going for Q the Queen. They're going for KB. They're going for women that have a more feminine point of view.
Mm-hmm. Got you.
You know, but, you know, I have a young daughter. He's 15. I have a son who's 14. My son says that I'm more popular at his school than he is. Right. So with that bit of information,
mm-hmm.
I have to be cognizant of who I am, right? Like, how I come across in this thing and what type of ideas I'm putting in these young men's heads, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I made my children watch that video of the young man getting his dreads cut, right?
What were their response?
They were disgusted.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't understand. And because of the way that I've raised them and, you know, who's been in and out of my home and the people that I've shown love to and been considered to be family, you know, discrimination. But the reason I wanted them to watch it is so they know what white privilege looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they will never have that experience. Like dreadlocks is more than just a hairstyle.
Exactly.
The effort and the time that goes into growing it, number one. But number two, it's like there's no comparison in white culture of what dreadlocks means to especially to a spiritual on a spiritual plane. Right?
Yeah.
Like a Rastafarian.
Right. It
Yes,
holds
facts.
meaning and weight. So you want to be authentic, but you may need to find a filter for young people, right? And that's kind of it's difficult, right? Like, how am I going to be authentically me, but also share the message that I want to be delivered? And it's difficult through the filter of sneakers and sneaker YouTube, you know. But like these things matter to me, right? Like discrimination in America matters to me a whole bunch, right? Because white consent is, you know, white silence is white consent, right? And I don't mean to. I hope that doesn't make you feel awkward in any way, Sab. I know that we're on a weird topic, but that's just been heavy in my head, you know. And I spent a lot. Sneaker Galactus, really good friend of mine, and I usually wake up every morning and him and I have a conversation of, you know, what started as a sneaker friendship turned into a growth for the both of us, I'd like to think. You know, and so he's telling me that when he goes to the bank and he wants to pull out money, they always give him hundreds. But he doesn't want hundreds because they have this idea that only black men want hundreds to be flashy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That never
And
thought,
you know,
that never once did I ever think about that. Like ever once. He sent me this article about how a guy went to go cash his check, $1,082, and the bank teller called the police because she felt that it was too much, that he stole this paycheck.
That happened to me before.
I need you to elaborate. I
did a lot of overtime, and my check was over $2,000, and that was before I had direct deposit. I went to the Paymatic. You have Paymatic down there?
No, not here. What?
Paymatic. It's like a check cash place.
No.
Right. I went to the Paymatic instead of me being fast. Instead of going to my bank, I went to Paymatic, which is right down the block from me. And the lady was like, "Who check is this?" And I'm like, "You see my ID? It has my name on it. The check has my same exact name." So now she want to check it. Like, I didn't get no police called on me, but she just gave me a hard time. I was there for like an hour waiting for the cash to check.
So that's the stuff that I will never experience, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not it's not on Black America's shoulders to educate white America on what right looks like, right? But it is up to us to mend that bridge. All right. And I know it's like, oh, how was that on us? How does that fall to us? And I'm not racist. I didn't own slaves, which is just that sentence is enough to make me want to punch folks. But but we have benefited from a culture that was established on white supremacy, right? And so these are the things. But anyway, this is the stuff that I want to talk about on a channel. All right. I like sneakers. Random Fox, hello. That's a weird hello. I like sneakers. I like sneakers a whole lot. But ultimately, in the end, it's what I wear on my feet, right? That's not what's in my heart. And I feel like if on this particular medium, there's got to be a from the heart aspect, right?
But here's the thing, Dan. What what drove people to your channel in the first place was the sneakers. And that's how we as a culture have come together, you know, and how we become friends is our love for sneakers. So I feel like when you revamp your channel, incorporate the sneakers, but go outside of the box.
That's a fact.
And you know, not only, I mean, you can incorporate the love for sneakers, but as smart as you are, I feel like you can go outside of the box. I feel like you're holding yourself back because you feel like you won't succeed in what you're doing. I feel like if you just put your mind to it, you will succeed because you're smarter than you give yourself credit for.
Oh, man.
Can I be honest?
Yeah, of course.
As a fan, right? I would like to see like more to your day.
Okay.
Like, what do you do to go? Cause we don't know what you do to go pick up a shoe. We just know that you post a shoe, a dope ass picture at that, and that's it.
All right. So, I mean, to be real honest with you, here lately, I've been buying a whole lot via StockX and online. So it just it'd be a video of me on my computer and shit, like what up, you know, or I buy through Facebook. But like, you know, like I'm not, you know, because like history for me is really the benchmark. Like that's one of the reasons I like sneakers. That's one of the reasons I like sneakers, like especially SBs. And that's why I felt this big pull back to them, you know, was to, I mean, so I'm trying to find, I could tell a story, right, with my sneakers. Like, I was having a rough couple of days, right? So I post send help. And the next day I post brain wreck, right? Mm-hmm. And that was for me. But there was one individual who caught on and like hit me up like, yo, are you good? You know? The last part was I will ask people if they're doing something out of pocket because I'm black. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need 313. Let me, if you could expand on that. You know, like I like those kind of sneakers where I can tell a story with my feet. Like I feel like that's dope. Yes. But I also want there to be some like, you know, and that's my plan right now. The way I'm going to revamp my channel is, yes, I'm going to bring sneakers, and yes, I'm going to talk about sneakers, but I also would like to talk about uncomfortable conversations, right? Uncomfortable topics that I feel like are important. Like I think it's important for my kids to understand that they will never struggle in a way that a well-educated black man may struggle. Mm-hmm. Right? Like my kids are born with a leg up, and they know that because of the effort that I've gone out of my way for them to understand how privilege works in America.
But that's dope that they know that. That's dope right there. So, you know, they won't take anything for granted.
But the fact is, the sad is that they will. They will 100% do it until they're old enough to understand it.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're teenagers, and at the end of the day, the only thing that matters to them is, you know, teenagers are selfish, self-centered to the max. Right? They have no.
Amen. I know that all too well.
I got an 18 and a 12-year-old.
Oh, fuck all that. The 18 and a kid no more. They out on their own. Fuck them. They gone. No, I have a 15 and a 14-year-old, and you know, I want to make sure that they are armed with the facts, right? They're armed with the facts. How can I arm them with the best understanding of the world around them, right? And how can I arm my viewers with the best and you know, and my hope is that I can grow too, right? Through the process, right? Mm-hmm. Especially like conversations like this. Like I had a conversation one time, Steezo, what's good? All right, hold on. Here's 313's response. Like if I go to the store, I get people who drag their feet with assistance, and you know they're doing it because I'm black. And I will ask them if they have an issue helping me. Holy shit. I bet they lose their goddamn mind. Do you have a problem helping me because I'm black? I bet they would lose their shit. You know? And that's the thing. That's the thing. Like I will never have that experience, right? I will never have that experience. And I hate that. Black America does.
I mean, I thought you said that you hate that you never had that experience.
No. I hate that Black America does have that experience, right? Like, where I grew up, where I was born, right? My hometown in South Carolina is painfully South Carolina. Okay?
What you
Like,
mean?
if you had to think about what I meant, if you had to put that into context, like segregation never really took hold there. Or like, desegregation never took hold. It's still very segregated, right? Right. There are times where I've seen bold-faced racism, and it's accepted on both sides. Right?
That's crazy.
What I know would ended up with a white dude on the ground with a bleeding face. That would be the gist. That would be the outcome here in Atlanta. In South Carolina, it's a quiet noise with their head down. You know, at least that the part where I was born, right? And so I went from being in Podunk, South Carolina, to living in Trenton, New Jersey, which is a massive culture shock, right?
Oh, yeah.
I want you to imagine, like, I was literally born in a double wide trailer, for real, in a double wide, right? And I went from being in a double wide to living in a brownstone in Trenton in 1986, right? Like, there was a whole lot of heroin. There was a whole lot of crack pipes. Like, hip hop was exploding. Like, dudes on cardboard boxes, Adidas shell toes with no laces, with no laces. Like,
sound like you was in the Bronx.
Right, but it was Trenton, New Jersey, and it was just one of the coolest things to experience for my mind, right? Like, I went from never seeing black people to being thrown into a predominantly African American culture, right? And having my mind blown, like, straight up. Like, I thought it was the coolest thing ever, right? But then that's where white America has to be careful too, right? With this, like, cultural appropriation thing that you see a lot. And it's really difficult, and I know it's hard for people to understand, like, well, where is American culture and where does, black culture, and where do white people even have culture, right? And that's, oh no, I would like to get your opinion, Stabs. Stabs, what do you think about cultural appropriation here in the United States of America and white America that popularizes things that, like, a prime example, how many people you know that are in jail for weed?
Here in New York, not many.
I mean, like, prior to the decriminalization.
Shit, I was locked up for weed.
Right.
I don't know. Like, not a lot of people, unless they was like had a lot of weight or something. But most people was getting locked up from where I'm from for conspiracy.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah. So, all right. So that being said, what is your opinion about these white farm owners now that legally grow weed out in Colorado?
See, but it's different in Colorado because it's legal in Colorado. So if I'm black in Colorado and I'm able to do it still because I'm in Colorado, but it's basically a state to state thing. It's not legal here. So
what I have seen, or what my experience is, or what my opinion on it is, right, is young brothers have been on the corner selling and pushing, doing this, doing whatever they had to do to feed their family, whatever they had to do to put a little bread in their pocket, and now it's being corporatized, and there's these white dispensary owners that have amazing credit that are making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a day, while Black Americans are in jail for possession with intent to distribute.
But I see it like this. I see if they were smart enough to be in the right place at the right time. That's how I see it.
Right.
You know, like I don't. For me, I don't think it's like a race thing if it's the law in a certain state.
Right.
So
Agree with that.
Huh? Yeah, right.
I totally agree with that. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, if the white person was smarter than the black person, then that's their fault. You know, like so now in New York City, you know, they trying to legalize it for where they could use it to pay for the metro system, right?
Right.
So I had a conversation with one of my friends. I'm like, you know, like that's big business right there. You might want to get into that. So because they make it illegal, they make it illegal here. Now it's you will be smart to want to do that, but not. I'm getting off subject. I don't feel like it's a race thing. I feel like it's a place thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done a lot of reading on it where a lot of people feel like, you know, what a black man does wind up in jail, where what a white guy does can make him a millionaire. You know, and this was one of the things they had spoke on. You know, where selling weed, you know, it's systemic and it's definitely not right place, right time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Race plays a part after the fact. Yeah, that's for sure. Well, I think it's well known, and maybe it's not, that the judicial system is the most racist system in America.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely agree with you on that. I feel like my opinion on, you know, the legalization of marijuana and the next person's opinion are two totally different. So for me, I feel like it should be legalized every single place that, you know, it can be. And the reason why is because of the medical aspects of it and what it can do to help people. But at the same time, it can also, you know, it also benefits people that, you know, that's pretty much the only life they know. And if they can go to a dispensary and get stuff, that way it keeps them out of the law and not, you know, not in any trouble. And I feel like if they were to legalize it everywhere, it brings more jobs. Not only does it bring more jobs, but for those people that have a need health-wise, it can help them. And I feel like I've always felt this way. I never have ever thought that marijuana was something that, now to a certain extent, okay, you know, you can't just be riding around with pounds on top of pounds. That's just crazy.
Yes.
But, you know,
but I can drive around. I can drive around with bottles upon bottles upon bottles of liquor. And there's no problem.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, we can, you know, alcohol is legalized. You can carry it wherever you want to, as long as it's not open in your automobile. But you can't smoke a joint, or you can't, hang out with some friends and enjoy a little bit. Like, I don't understand that. Like, how many times have you seen, statistic-wise?
Do you know why? Do you want to tell you why marijuana is illegal?
Why is that?
Because it's
a self-altering.
The guy that was in charge of the DEA back when it became illegal, right? He needed an enemy, right? He needed an enemy.
Gotcha.
And there was also he was very racist against Mexicans, right? Against Mexican Americans. A lot of the stuff like what we're seeing now. Mm-hmm. And they associated marijuana with Mexicans, and they literally made it illegal because Mexicans smoked weed. Like a lot of this stuff that revolves around drugs and the war on drugs literally is all based on racism, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So they wanted to break up. Like heroin was really popular for use in the black community back in the 60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they went on the war on drugs, and not just because they had this moral dilemma, this moral quandary of people using drugs, right? They wanted to break up black activism. So
Gotcha.
they criminalized it to the nth degree. And
yeah, I mean, it makes total sense.
Marijuana. That's what they did with marijuana. And, but you know what you don't see? Them super illegalizing any type of prescription medication, right?
Yep.
You know who you see all over prescription medication? White people.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
White people be eating the pills, bro. But you don't see long-term prison sentences for pain medication, even though it's illegal, even though it's a felony. You don't see long-term sentences. Same thing between crack and cocaine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who uses a lot of cocaine? A lot of rich-ass white people.
Mm-hmm.
Where was crack in the 80s? In the black communities, which
Definitely
can be, so. Which there's a whole idea that it was brought in for the government. Now that gets down into conspiracy stuff, and I don't know about any of that. But what I can say is that there is a harsher criminal sentence on crack than there is on cocaine.
Yeah.
So I can agree. See, all right. See, for me, all right. So who bought the cocaine in?
Who
bought the cocaine in?
It's either South American or white folks usually.
So it was always said that black people didn't own any planes. So how did they get the cocaine in? For us as black people to get the cocaine to cook it and make crack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we get the most years for it.
Right.
And that's the whole racist thing. Like, and the problem that I have outside of the, that specific drug being, racially, focused on, how many people have died behind the wheel or in front of an alcoholic driving drunk. Yeah. Now, can you tell me how many people have died in car accidents or anything from smoking a blunt or hitting the bong? Can you tell me? Like,
not much. But,
exactly. It's not on the same level. So why can't that's a big thing for me. And I don't know if you know this, Dan, but I would love to see it legalized everywhere. Like I don't abuse marijuana, and I don't care if people know that I smoke. But I enjoy some every now and again. And does that make me a bad person? Absolutely not. And if people don't like it, I don't really care.
I can't mess with that stuff.
But I think that it has a lot of positive outcomes from it, from helping people with different, different disabilities and different sicknesses. And I feel like it would, create more jobs as well. And that's the problem in America. Like, a lot of people don't have jobs. If you can, legalize something to give more people jobs, then you're not going to have as much. I mean, you're still going to have poverty, obviously. And that's the thing that runs all over me. If I ever hit the lottery, I'm going to try my best to help every single person that has nothing.
Sounds good.
Because it breaks my heart to go out here into the city when we go places. And, most of the time you never know what people are, those type of people are going to do. But you just have to give unto them as, you are doing it out of the kindness of your heart. And I do that quite often. And a lot
Send me your email address. Send me your email address.
A lot of people look at me and ask me questions. Well, why did you help that person? Well, why did you help that person? Well, first of all, you don't know why I do it. And I don't have to explain to you why I do it. The only people that need to know are the people, myself, and the one that I follow, and that's Christ Jesus. He sees my heart all the time, and he knows that I mean well. I don't care what they do after I do what I do for them. For me, it's the fact that it's the thought. And, helping the next person has always been a thing for me, because I've had people in my past help me and my mom when we were having it rough. you know. So I would love to give back as much as I possibly can. I'm not in a situation to do that now, but maybe one day I will. And that's my all-time goal.
I totally agree with you with that. My daughter asked me, how come every time you see, listen, I don't care if you're a crackhead, that you actually point for crackhead, actually point for crack. If you doing like bad and I feel that you could do better with what I give you, then I'm going to give you. My daughter asked me, she like, why did you give that person money? You know that person? I'm like, no, like, you know, my grandfather always taught me, like, I mean, you're gonna be blessed if you think that way.
Yep.
I am. So I don't smoke, I don't drink, but I think all drugs should be legal. Every single one.
Not all drugs.
All of them. All of them.
Not
every damn. So here's my argument toward that, right? So, how many people are in jail over drug charges?
A lot.
Yeah.
Right? Now, has any of that slowed down the desire for drugs?
No.
None. Right?
But here's my thing, though. How is that going to slow down the desire if every single thing, every single drug that's known, and even ones that aren't known, how is that going to slow down, you know, the desire? Because once those people that are locked up come out, you know, it's going to be the same thing, but it's just now everything's legal.
So the difference here is,
what's up,
first and foremost, Shumanati's in the house. First and foremost, we've got to identify the problem with the judicial system in and of itself. We live in a prison state that consistently keeps people, like the felony program, keeps people repeating that pattern because they have nowhere else to go. Two,
exactly.
Drug dealing, drugs themselves should not be illegal, where ultimately in the end, the people who are trying to make money because it's the only way they know how, the people that are addicted to the substance, right? Because that's what they do. Ultimately, they're both paying the cost for what? Where if it was legalized and taxed like they do alcohol and verified like they do alcohol, you know, people are going to smoke. Not ever. Just because it's legal doesn't mean that. Would any of y'all do heroin if it were legal?
Hell no.
No.
Hell no. Hell no. Right?
Nah.
But if it's legal, it keeps the people aren't overdosing on it because it's well taxed and it's it's ran through. Like, I don't think any illegal drugs I don't think there should be any illegal drugs.
Gotcha.
Right? I mean, so. John, you were talking about people going to jail, right? And I have a massive problem with the United States prison system. And I would love to hear that, Shumanati. I know Shumanati's got tons of opinions on the prison system here in America. Please.
Yeah. I won't go too hard on the internet, but anybody who really know me, it's crazy, man. It's a lot of things that need to be fixed. And it's so tied up. You know, politics in general, man, a lot of hands are tied. It's a lot of money involved. And if you really want to change things, you got to buy politicians and lobbyists. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of money. And a lot of money and time the Black community just doesn't have. And it is what it is, man. I always say it's always a raised system. You just got to play the cards that's dealt and be smart in this life, man. Work, hustle, do whatever you got to do, but get you the money and don't be stupid. Don't be hurting nobody and stick to the money, man. You'll be all right.
That's a fact.
Right.
You say that in every one of your story posts.
The money is...
No matter who you are.
And I know it sounds weird because... Can I come on the live, guys? How you do that? Let me see. Sorry, go ahead. DM me your email address.
Google Hangouts, brother. Google Hangouts.
Yeah. So the prison system, right? And everybody's like, stick to the money and you'll be fine. But when you just stick to the money, you lose that human connection. and that
That's
human
true.
connection is really what the story is all about.
Yep.
Right.
That's true. But
Money will come, money will go, and I know that I say that from a place where money's not really a problem for me, and and I'm sure if I didn't have it, it'd be a really big fucking problem, right? And I'd be a little less apt to be like, stick with the people. That's where it matters. That's where the story matters. But like, so my thing with the prison system is that what it's designed to do is to rehabilitate people who
mess up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You made a mistake. No, I'm not like child abuse, rape, murder, massively violent crimes where there's a clear victim, and I feel like those things have to be continuously. But victimless crimes, you tell me why a white collar criminal who can literally rob people of millions of dollars, lifetimes worth of money, people's lives are ruined, their pensions are ruined, why they
5
get
years.
a nickel
Yeah.
in a cushy prison.
Yeah. Federal.
Right?
Yeah. Because it's about money.
Oh
Right.
yeah, it's all about the
Federal
money.
time is one
That's a
thing, but when
fact.
you're doing state time, the petty crimes, you do the grimy jail time. When it's
Yep.
about money, you lay back comfortably.
So
But
if
how long did Bernie Madoff get?
I don't think he got any time, right? He got loose, right?
Is he loose?
I don't think he ever got arrested.
For real? So he committed suicide, some shit like that, right?
I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think he ever actually got picked up. But so my thing is we have young men in America, Madoff. His fucking last name is Madoff, and he literally made off with a shit ton of money. Like,
And there you go. There you go, man. At the end of the day, this is capitalism. This is America. This is a republic. This is not a democracy. This is business. America is a corporation.
Yes.
If you're not here to get money, you're going to starve.
Yep.
You have to create a business. You got to be about your hustle. You got to be trying to build something. Those who build will ultimately be okay. But if you out here
150 years.
bullshitting, America don't got nothing for you.
Yep.
And you got to get down or lay down.
Yep.
Yeah, he got 150 years. He got 150 years.
There
Right.
you go. Okay.
But we're talking $18 billion.
Yeah, 'cause it's about your lawyer too, man. You got to have the right connections, especially when you're doing real crimes. It's really all about your lawyers a lot of the time.
So there was a lady in Florida who shot a warning shot at her husband, and she got 20 years.
I've seen that. Yeah. Who was her
What
lawyer?
That was some bullshit.
Must have not took the plea, because I'm sure the plea was a lot less. Didn't take it, and they probably just hit her with the max. Like,
And so now we're in a place where prison has been privatized, and people they
that too.
profit.
It's
They
big money,
profit.
man.
They
Yeah.
profit from the destruction of people's lives, right?
Mhm.
And what's the Des? You may know. Do you know the demographics, racial demographics of prison? White to black men.
40, like 60% of the prison population black. I'm sure.
Right. Okay, so 60%. We'll just
I mean, it's
We'll go
probably
with
more,
that.
honestly.
we'll go with that. But we know that both races commit crimes at the same
Same rate.
same
yeah.
percentage, right?
Yeah.
Same rate.
Mhm.
So, and what I from reading and digging into a lot of this stuff, and I would like to get. So we have a Southern white guy, and then an Ohio guy. You're from Ohio, right, Des?
Ohio, yep. Live in the
Just
South.
happen to live in the South.
Yeah.
And then we have a brother from New York, and then myself here in Atlanta, where I'm trying to understand, right? And I've done a lot of reading. How can we continue to make black families broken, right? How does America manage to do this,
Drugs.
It's psychological.
right?
It's racist.
So we take the and this is from a lot of reading, and I've read from a lot of black authors in attempts to understand where they talk about removing the father from the home
Mm-hmm.
and what that does to the minds, right?
Yep.
The minds of the family.
Yeah.
And Des, what's your opinion here on this particular topic? I know we're not talking about sneakers whatsoever, but this shit matters to me.
I'm always down to just chop it up in general. Yep, no matter what it is. That's serious. The thing a lot of people don't understand is Black people have not been out of slavery that long. It's only really been 50 years since it's kind of cooled down. It's still kind of hot, but it's a lot more chill. Black people can actually, somewhat build in America if they be smart and work hard, no matter what they're into. But psychologically, Black people still are not out of slavery yet. A lot of the things that we think, that we do, the way we see ourselves, the way the world see us, the actual way we live every day, our family, our connections, the good, the bad, the ugly, it's deep, yo. And everybody just human. Ain't nobody perfect, whether you Black, white, or whatever. We all just living. We all really blindfolded out here. We don't know what the fuck going on. The rich control everything. We just trying to keep peace while we out here, but at the same time, we all just trying to build and grow. That's one of the things I love about the sneaker community too, because it's not just Black, white, whatever. We all just love the sneakers. We love kicks, and they unite us no matter what our backgrounds are, where we come from. But yes, the Black family definitely has some growing to do. It comes with personal responsibility, just living right in general, whatever you believe in, whatever God you pray to, and just doing the right thing in life, man. A lot of people make bad choices too, no matter what race you are. Like,
right, and
exactly right.
That's fair.
People come from bad places, man, and develop bad habits. And a lot of habits have to be broken.
Yep.
That's across the board. That's not just endemic to Black America either.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
What I've read about is children from separated homes raised by one parent, right? Traditionally get in more trouble than kids that come from unified homes.
Very
right?
true.
Maybe
Go ahead.
If that's the percentage, maybe. But I came from a home like that, and
Me too.
For me, it was I never want to be like him. I want to be, So I never want to be like him. And I know when I had my own, I always knew I want to be there for that person, and I also want to do better than the people before me.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make any sense?
Well, for me, I was raised in a one parent home for most of my life, and my father was incarcerated, and so I had to not only deal with only having one parent at home, but I had to deal with the worries of when I was going to be able to see my father next and how he was doing. So that played a pivotal role in my growing up as a youth. I chose to, pick friends that I felt like actually cared. I didn't care what color they were. That didn't ever, ever, ever bother me. Like, it's your skin color. I don't care. It's about what's inside. So it doesn't matter if you're Black, if you're white, if you're, Hispanic, if you got polka dots. I don't care. As long as you have a good heart and you're good people, I want to surround myself with good people. And, a lot of times growing up, I had that. But, those times that I didn't have that is when I ventured out and tried to find that, those groups of people, and I ended up finding those that I actually got in trouble with instead. So,
True.
That's where I made the mistake. And then, always wondering about, how my dad was doing and, when I was going to be able to see him, because I always see all these other children, with mom and dad, and I don't know what that's like, So I always, once I got to a certain age and I could speak to my father, pretty much, one-on-one.
Yeah.
I asked him questions like that. And, and so that was only to prepare me for as when I got older and I had children of my own, because I wanted to break that chain, and that chain being, a broken home, because I feel like when children have both mother and father there and they feel that comfortness, that they can be themselves at home, that stems, that helps them go out into the world and still continue to be themselves. But when you come from a broken home, you're always trying to find a good spot to fit in, and not all the time will you find a spot that's good enough to fit in.
Who taught you how to be a man, John? Who taught you how to be a man?
My mother.
Stabs?
My grandmother.
Right. Now, Des, did you come from both of your parents still together?
Say that again?
You come from a unified home?
I did not, no. I was raised by my mother. I had my older brother, but no, my dad, he worked and he just lived in another town. So I never really seen my dad a lot growing up.
So I was raised by my father. I grew up with my dad, so my mom she had her own demons to work out. But from what I've read, is that a lot of young black men, their father figure was, a guy in the corner, a guy in
or non-existent.
Right.
That's also my uncle.
Right. So yeah. So that leads to this, and they were connected. The author was connecting slavery, right? So what they were doing was, when a child was born, they would sell the father. Now, I want y'all to think about the sentence I'm about to say here, right? They would sell the father off in order to create a more dependent child on the master, quote unquote, right?
Wow.
And to create a strong black woman who not only raised her kids, but also the white kids, right?
Yeah.
And they did this so much so that it was part of the Jim Crow breaking of slaves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do we keep a population of people weak?
Yes, psychologically. If you
Right,
break them off,
psychologically.
take the body.
Right? Yeah. Once the mind is broken, we own the body. And that's and that has continued in one way or another through the prison system, use of the prison system.
Yeah. It's a direct connection.
Right,
Yeah.
almost immediately down in the South with labor laws, or not labor laws, but
redlining with housing.
Right, yeah, right, redline.
Housing codes and
it smells like sneakers, meow. That's what this room smells like. But so there's just been, and I know we're for everybody that's just joining us, I know we're not talking about sneakers. We're talking about stuff that's close to my heart, because I have a lot of friends who are black, and my godson. The reason it's so heavy in my head right now, my godson is a young black man. He's 4 years old, about to be 5. We start school for the first time, and I worry about his experience in life. What's it gonna be like for him?
It's a lot different nowadays.
yeah. You're gonna be an internet baby.
It's a lot different. For me growing up, I think I experienced racism maybe 2 times in my whole life, and but it didn't bother me, and it's sad to say, but it really did.
All right, run that by me one more time.
Okay, I'll be right back, y'all. I'll be right back.
Okay, so I'm saying basically that it's different nowadays, racism.
Right.
Everything is just bullying that. It's just bullying. It's what you don't have and what you have.
Right.
Yeah, classism is the new racism. It is. It's racism's cousin, because it don't matter what color you are. If you broke, green is the color. It's about money. But racism still is. It's America. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, it's about classism, man. It's about money.
But that's how that was used strongly against poor white people, right?
Yeah, and that too.
They created racists out of poor white people, right? Because they wanted to. The people that were in power wanted to remain in power and maintain their. Hey, John, I muted you.
They dominate.
So just unmute yourself. They wanted to maintain dominant stuff. So what they did was they separated. What they didn't want is poor white folk and poor black folk coming together to challenge the rich or the powers that be. And what I would love to see happen, John, you're muted, by the way, so just unmute yourself. What I would love to see is that white and that white and black unification, and to challenge the powers that be.
Say things like that. That's dangerous, though, because if the powers that be see that, they'll want to kill you. Fred Hampton tried it, but it has to be. That's the only thing that's going to change the world. When black and white people cut the shit and really work together, that will change the world. But the people who try to do that will try to kill you.
So in the army, I got to experience that, right? It doesn't matter what color you are in the army. From my experience.
Yeah, it's a brotherhood.
You're green, right? Everybody's fucking green. Nobody cares. Now, I'm not saying that there's no racism in the army. I'm sure that there is.
Everybody's trying to stay alive, shit.
That's right, exactly. When you're downrange, you don't care who's covering your back. Oh, it's a black guy covering my back? Cool. Fucking please do so. I'm not trying to die today, right? And so some of my one of my, like I talked about him earlier, was, First Sergeant Knight, and he not only did he teach me how to be a better leader, he taught me how to be a better father, and when he got out of the army, he ran into a lot of racism, and it broke him. It broke him because he fought for this country. He's bled for this country. He led men to die in this country of all races, all religions. And now he's just back to, I'm not going to use the word he used, but he used a word that it just doesn't sound right coming out of white people's mouth, and he's back to just being a whatever. And I hate that he saw the world that way. I hate that changed him. So, I mean, on the other side, he is super active now in activism and, equality under the law. So somebody was talking about it in here that they feel like equality is propaganda, right? And I don't believe in equality in results, right? Me, Stabs, and Dez are going to have a different life, right? Nothing will be equal. True. But when we walk into a courtroom, it should be equal.
Facts. I think so.
When we're being arrested by the police, when we're being stopped by the police, when we're being whatever, it should be equal. Equality under the law is possible. Equality in life, not so much. It's impossible. Nobody's going to have an equal life across the board. That is
exactly. Impossible. Yeah, the world's different in different places. It's impossible.
Sorry, guys.
No. And 313 is a single mother, and she's raising her boys, and she says, it may seem small to you, but I hate taking my boys to the barbershop. I feel like that's a father time with a son, or at least it should be. Mm-hmm. And so these are real. I got a downvote, y'all. Believe it or not. Like, somebody gave me a thumbs down on this conversation where we're trying to understand each other.
I wonder who that could have been.
These conversations are uncomfortable. And I commend you for that, Daniel, because there's a lot of people that can't have these conversations because they get too uncomfortable, man. And it's not weird. It's real. It's truth. Mm-hmm. It's just a lot of people can't speak truth to power. It makes
that's the thing. Like we as people, we have to step outside of the box. We can't stay in our comfort zone. We have to go outside of the box to really get into the minds of a lot of people and understand how those people work, because if we stay in our box, then we're never able to grow, and we never learn anything.
Here's what I know. Sneaker culture is a baby of hip hop culture.
Yes,
it is.
Yes.
Yeah,
without hip hop, there's no
the inception. Yeah,
right. It's one of the they're tied. And hip hop culture is uniquely African American here in America.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it was born from spoken word and put to beats and created in Africa. But even more so, let's go look at blues. Let's go look at rock and roll. Let's go look at jazz. Anything that is uniquely American has been heavily influenced by Black America, right?
Yeah, like people just tribal people. Yeah, we've always done that. It's
right,
just
and
a part
so,
of who we are.
But the combination of, classical stuff, teaching that to, Africans when they came over, and then them taking that and building it something of their own, and then, a white guy like Elvis Presley in Alabama takes black music and tries to gentrify it, and it creates this other thing called rock and roll, and then that creates this thing, and then rock and roll albums are taken back and spun over hi-hat and snare beats and bass drums, and it creates hip-hop. Right?
Yeah.
Sneakers are the one place where it shouldn't matter what race you are, but to not identify that it is heavily influenced by African Americans here, or Black Americans. It's Black folks made it cool.
Yeah.
Run DMC.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that.
Yeah. The floss, the do the right things. It's just it is what it is.
Black America has so heavily influenced our idea of cool.
Yeah.
That I find it impossible for people. Like, I don't understand racism, and that's one of those places where I kind of, I enjoy uncomfortable conversations, because that's when I feel like I am growing the most, right?
Yeah,
and
you are.
It's not on Black America to teach white America why they believe America is racism or racist, or why they believe the judicial system is the way it is. But it does fall on our shoulders to understand why half of our population feels like, or not even half, it's like a third, of our population feels like they are oppressed still to this day. And it happens through conversations like this, right? Where I try to, humbly ask, how do you feel about this? Like, so Stabs hasn't really experienced racism. Like I imagine in the South you would experience it a lot more.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But what I do know is that schools in the North are more segregated than schools in the South.
So you think so? I didn't go to school in the South.
I know so. There are demographics that show that schools in New York are more segregated than schools in the South.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because schools in the South were forced to segregate, to desegregate, right?
Yeah.
Schools in New York were never forced to desegregate.
Nope.
Yeah, they just privatized school. Where it's classes, again, where it's no longer about what you look like. It's about how much money you got. You can't pay to get into school. You can't come in here. And it is
exactly.
In that area, it went from racism to classism.
Right. It's always been classism. It's always been classism. If you ain't got it,
but
you
it's
ain't
to
got
a
it.
whole
You ain't
nother
never
level
gonna get it.
So
now.
I don't see it as racism, because if my family was able to afford for me to go to a private school, then I was in that school.
Yeah.
Right. And I think one of the biggest things is, one of the biggest myths, right, is that Black families are broken. That's not the case across the board. Racism might be a necessary evil. Maybe. I don't understand that. I'll come back to that. But there's this myth that the Black family is broken, that they need the white people to come and save them, or, that's not the case at all. But it is up for us. It is up to us to understand why they feel the way they do.
But you know what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, what I feel, what they mean by the white people's coming to save them, is the Black families that's on welfare. To take, instead of them working, they rather go on welfare. When the kids is being taken by social services, and where do they go? They go to a white family. But that's what happened to me when I was maybe 2-3 years old, and that's not when you say that, that's what I think of.
So, How long were you with the white family? Out of curiosity.
Maybe 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay, so not long.
Yeah.
And
that was a total different. That was like a culture shock to me.
I'm always curious about what that's like because when you talk, like, you see stories like, what's the Blind Side? John or Michael Orr?
Yeah, Michael Orr.
Right, and his experience, and I wonder if it's the same experience for any, any black child that goes and lives with a white family, and what that would be like, vice versa, and what are the does that happen? Does that happen? Are white kids removed from families?
You'd be surprised, man.
Families? I'm curious. I don't know. I don't know the demographic. I've never done any reading on that.
I'll say you never know, man. You never know. It could be some black family who might have some money and be like, "Fuck it, we want to adopt a kid. We don't care," and they took a white kid. You never know, man.
I would love to see that happen. I would love to see that go down.
That's what's so weird about the world. The world is not black and white. It's not like our perception on television, the way we see it, the way we interact. People all over the world, no matter what race you are, especially somewhere like Atlanta, it's so mixed up here, man. I go out to the mall, I see black people with Asian people and vice versa, and just everything. Like, everybody just mixing. Like, America is just a big ass melting pot, really. We don't realize it, but in another 20, 30 years, America gonna be very, very dark.
Yeah.
Like everybody just gonna be mixed up. Everybody was just together. Yeah, because we around. Like,
I hope that's how it is. I really, really do. Because when you look at the globe from space, you don't see borders. You don't see skin tone. You don't see rich. You don't see poor. You see land masses separated by water. Yep. And if we ever want to survive as a species, it's going to take us all putting down our prejudices and putting away our old ideas and trying to learn new ideas. Gentlemen, I gotta rock. I gotta do the thing. Des, you and I should come up with something called Uncomfortable Conversations.
You know I'm down, man. We could do it.
I know.
Dude, and you live down the street, dude. Like, I can come to you in like 10, 15 minutes.
I literally live like 10 minutes from this motherfucker.
I was about to say, dude, you live down the street. Yeah.
But Stabs, you and I need to get together, and we need to me and you need to do a 30-pair sneaker battle. Just me versus you. 30 pair to 30 pair.
30 pair?
30 pair. And we'll promote it on both of our YouTube channels and so on and so forth. John, I talk to you every day, so you already know. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I got to pack. My daughter just got home, so I got to make sure she's packed. And thank you for sharing your time with me, sharing your thoughts with me.
Absolutely.
And I hope we can do this again sometime soon.
Sounds great.
Dude, just hit me up. Text me, dude. We can always talk. Hop on live. Whatever.
All right, brothers. I'll catch up with y'all.
All right.
Hey, peace. For y'all that join me in the comments, thank you so much. And I guess I'm going to try this new YouTube thing and see if I can't bring in some thoughts in my mind and also bring some sneakers in. But you want me to show you something? I bet I got a sneaker that ain't none of y'all got.
I already know you pulling some.
Hey, eventually I will have it.
That's crazy.
Stabs, you got this?
He gonna pull out the uncles on me?
Yeah, you ain't got that now. But he knows.
My SB game up.
I don't collect SBs no more. I got rid of those years ago.
All right, I gotta go. I love y'all. Y'all stay good.
All right, guys.
Stay positive. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas to everybody as well. Absolutely.
Bye, y'all.
Thanks. Peace.
See you later, guys. Peace.